what I was, let me hit, got it, so I can move forward. Okay. So when it came to the AirPod discussion, they were talking about doing like TikToks and Reels and YouTube Shorts for your house tours, right? And something that drives me insane, like I really don't like seeing those rushed videos through homes, but holy shit, does it get views? My God. And they were just trying to say, like, you don't have to be perfect. You just need to like have a quick snippet, telling people like what they're looking at, whether you want to give an address or you want to say, hey, this move-in 4-bedroom 3-bath house is fantastic. Let's take a look now, going on the market now, and then just cutting into the house and not being perfect at all. You don't need a gimbal, you don't need nothing. Just hold your phone and just fly through the house. Doesn't matter like if it's straight, and that drives me insane because I use a gimbal all the time, right? So having to do that stuff is totally not me. But in order to get that video at the beginning of it, a lot of times you have to be away from your phone, right? So you want to see the house, you want to see yourself and whatnot, and the audio sucks if you're not close to your phone. So they're talking about how AirPods, if it's Bluetooth, do not work. Like you can use wired AirPods, or not there. I guess they're not AirPods if they're wired. They're just Apple headphones, right? But it's got that little mic that's on the wired one. So like if you can get like an extender and like be far away, that's fine. That would work. But if it's Bluetooth, for some reason, your phone and your computer does not pick up the audio from Bluetooth when that's converting to video somehow. And they said you can test it yourself by putting them in and trying to talk through them while you're like, 10, 15, 20 feet away from your phone and see if it works for you. But chances are it doesn't. So unless they've changed something recently. But yeah, I heard that and I'm like, oh, well, there goes me wearing my AirPod Maxes when I'm like trying to do Zooms and everything else. So I went out and I bought these. I don't know if you see these, the Rode wireless go-tos. Do you have one of those?
Can you send a link like after? Can you send links to anything like equipment and stuff, and then I'll like push it out to everybody or something?
Yeah, I can do that. Sure. So the Rode wireless go-to is what I'm using right now. You can see this. You probably hear it when I touch that. Does that sound funny? I don't know if you can hear that in your screen or not. But I always have the windscreen on it anyway because I think it takes away like a lot of just extra noise in the room. But the way that it works, I mean, you can either use the device itself. Here, I'll take it out. It's this right here. Do I sound louder if I put it up to my voice? Yeah, okay. So you can hold it like a microphone if you want. They actually have a device that it's like a microphone handle that this clips onto, and then it puts the little fuzzy over it so it looks like a real microphone. And you can just hold that around and use it to interview people and whatnot. Or you can clip it on your clothes, or if this is too big, which it is rather large, you can clip it on your pocket, and it's got a here it is, the USB-C jack, and you can click a lavalier mic kind of like up your shirt and just clip that on your collar if that's better for you. So there's like multiple ways you can use it, and the audio just sounds better because now I can go like pretty far away and whatnot, and it sounds exactly the same, right? Because it's not picking up the audio through my computer or my phone. So what you do when you're taking those videos from like distances, I just take this with this cord, plug it into my phone. I have my phone sitting on a tripod. Oh, sorry, got to do it this way. And then the holder that I have for my phone has a what do you call it? Is it called a cold shoe? I am not that great with terminology when it comes to like video and photo equipment. I think it's called a cold shoe mount, if I remember right. Anybody say yes or no if they know? You don't know. So it's like a little, shoot, I got it out in the car, but it's just like a little slot that you put like flashes in, like, flash for lighting, or if you have like a Rode microphone, like one of those long ones that just slides into that slot. It's called a cold shoe mount. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So you get a mount with one of those on it, and they sell this, and I'll give you the link to this too. It's this attachment that goes into this cold shoe mount that's a mirror, okay? Because your video from your phone is way better from the back cameras than it is front facing, right? So if you're like videoing or taking photos or whatever, you always want to do it from the back camera. The problem is if you're doing it from the back camera, you can't see yourself, and you don't know if you're in the frame right. You don't know if you're off center. You don't know if you're cutting off your head, like anything like that. So this mirror attachment actually will sit kind of above and behind your phone, and you just angle it down to your screen. So that way, when you're using the back cam, you can see your screen. So you know if you're like in center of the frame. Kind of neat, right? And then this little receiver then it's got a little clip on it. It just clips onto the framework of the mirror, and then you're all set, right? Does that make any sense whatsoever?
No, I want to like, I have to like see it. I mean, I get what you're saying.
It's like, I would say like, I'll run outside real quick and grab it, but if you want to talk, I'll do it. If you want to see that setup.
Yeah, in my mind, it's going to be like this big
all right
setup
so
you got there. So I would love to see it.
You take it away. I'll cut my video and my audio real quick, and it'll take me like a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay. Because I know what Ryan's also going to do is he's going to like share his screen, and I know he knows how to put his phone on his screen, and he's going to show all those apps and stuff too. He's so insane. He lives like 30 seconds from me, like walkable from me. And so he comes over all the time and he shows me, I'm tech, I am tech. He comes over and I glaze over. And so he's the very first person that I ever learned anything from in real estate. And I still go to him all the time for this stuff. But now it's cool because we have that mutually beneficial relationship where now I can teach him shit. And so now I'm like, I actually can provide him value as well. So I'm glad that at least I can give back when he's coming in with all of this awesome stuff. But he has been showing me video editing and stuff. And when he introduces these programs and these software, when he starts to get going on this stuff, this is why I'm glad that I'm recording this, but why I'm glad that I'm recording this, because he's about to go so fast that it's going to be nuts. And I'm glad that we made him run out and go get this and actually break it down Barney style, because it's really like, it's liquid gold. He has spent years learning this shit, and then he like spits it out. Hi, Ryan.
Hello.
He's my work husband, by the way.
All right. I don't know how well you can see this. So
yeah, we can see it.
Basic bitch tripod, right? Don't have to spend a lot of money on it.
He'll send links.
And then we'll lift this up so you can see it. So, all right, here's their iPhone. You can see that. iPhone mount, well, you can use for any phone really. But on the top of it here, this is the cold shoe mount. So it's just a little slot. And then you take this little thing, the mirror. It's on this little framework. It's got the little mount screw right here. You just slide it in to the cold shoe mount, tighten it down so it doesn't move. And then when you take your phone, come on, there we go. Then you tighten your phone down so you got your back cam, and then you just position this mirror when you're in front of it so you can look in the mirror and see the screen, if that makes sense. So it's not a huge setup or anything. and you're not getting like this massive like piece of equipment. By all means, it's tiny. I think this thing was like $10, if that. You know, you're not spending a lot of money to use it.
But you
And
know you're getting the better camera aimed at you. And then
yes, you get the
can
better
still
camera.
see. That's awesome.
And the hell did I do? Huh, weird. I must have hit something on the back of my phone. It's got some weird color screen. The great thing is that when you set it up, I always just take the back of the mount here, so the spine of it, I guess you would call it, and just place the spine in the center of the screen where I want to be seen, right? And then that way I know I don't really have to look for my face or anything, because I know I'm going to be pretty far away when I'm filming myself. So I have this like raised up to like, you know, about nose level or whatever, put the phone in, put the spine like right in the center of my screen where I want to be. So I don't have to be like squinting and trying to see, I'm like, all right, am I in the frame or what? Like all I do is just look for the spine, right? And I know like if I'm behind there, I'm in the center, and it works out really well. So yeah, just a little hint there on how to get those better shots without having somebody film you and you're out by yourself and
Love it.
you want to be far away, you want to be heard. You know, you have this plugged into your phone, clip it on the little frame of the mirror, and then you can be far away and film whatever you want and sound crystal clear.
Yeah, definitely need those links there, right?
What's up?
I said definitely you're gonna want those links there. See, I'm using an AirPod, but you can't hear me.
Gotcha. So yeah, it's God, I think total I spent on this, it was like maybe like $13 for the tripod, maybe like another 10 to 13 bucks for that mirror, and I think it was only $6 for the mount. It wasn't even that expensive at all, which is kind of cool. Another cool video tip, if you do, a lot of you like doing videos from your computer, like I know Sandy does, right? And Sandy, what kind of webcam are you using right now?
Wes bought it for me for Christmas because instead of like getting the wife Christmas presents like vacuum cleaners and shit, I get, you know, like all these like, you know, real estate tech presents. It's a 1080p Logitech type webcam. So my mic and my camera come through on this webcam.
Okay. So, I mean, it looks pretty good, but it's not as clear as your phone, right?
Correct.
So if you update your software on your MacBook, and if you're a Mac person, which that's all I work with is Mac people, like
exactly. Like I almost want to make it a fucking team requirement that like you have to have.
Well, I don't know if you saw my like I'm hiring videos. Like I'm like I only want like blue bubbles, not green.
I know.
Like,
It
I
is
don't
so
want
annoying.
It's just so hard. It's very hard to work with somebody that's on a completely different system, especially when they're asking for help doing stuff. It's like, hey, I saw you did this. How do you do it? Well, it's completely different the way I do things on a Mac compared to like on a PC. Well, the one cool thing that came up with this new iOS and OS update was continuity camera. You know what that is?
Tell me more.
Okay, so I bought this little gadget. I'll give you the link here. It's just magnetic. It's by Belkin, right? So you don't even have to take the case off your phone or anything because it's just
Finally.
it's on there, right?
MagSafe.
So it's all MagSafe. And then what I do is it's got a little ring holder, you know, whatever, which is nice. But what I bought it for is this little thing down below it. You flip that out. I don't know if you can see it from the side. It's a little clip, right?
And it
So
hooks.
if your phone is in lock position, I'll show you the difference. You just clip it on the back of your MacBook, right? And then if I go to, like, I'm on Zoom right now. So I'm going down to where it says stop video, start video, and you hit that little arrow button. And then my phone's name is Bad Motherfucker, by the way. So I look down, and when I'm looking at my screen, it says FaceTime HD camera or bad motherfucker camera. So I click on bad motherfucker camera and it takes a second. Now I'm using my phone, right? And does it look a little bit clearer? I mean, I don't know. I got one of the new MacBook Pros and it's
Yeah,
got a good camera anyway.
and it's like a little bit more, yeah. And my question is, how does it know, again, how did it pick up your camera? I mean, just
Okay.
because you're a Mac
So
to an iPhone.
it's as long as you're updated to the new OS and the new iOS,
Yeah.
continuity camera is included in that update. And that's what it's called. It's continuity camera.
And it's not a separate app. It is on the operating system.
Hold on a second. I know this is going to look weird because now I got it off.
Hey, who's
Hey,
that, buddy?
let me check something. I think once I start using the phone, oh, it's blurring the background. I'm just checking the settings because I don't think I had to do anything with it. But let me look in camera real quick. No, I don't think I had to do anything. Let me check general just to be sure. But I thought I saw somewhere something that said continuity camera and there was like a toggle on or off, but I never really had to do anything with it. So put it back up here. It just happened with the update. So, but it does work a lot better if you have that little clip on. I have seen people just use like Gorilla Pods because you don't, I mean, if I had this setting like right in front of my computer and I had it raised up high enough on my phone here, it's not like you're nuts. Well, actually, it didn't really matter because it's only seeing what your camera's seeing, right? So you can put a tripod like right in front of your computer if you wanted to and just talk right in front of your phone if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter where you set it up because you just saw when I took it off the computer, it just follows the phone, right?
I actually really like this idea because you know how I'm streaming piano and stuff from time to time. So like my webcam, because this is like the webcam setup that I use with my Mac Mini, but my webcam on my MacBook Pro is like so fucking shitty, shitty. And so that'll be
well,
like
then the cool thing is too, let me see if I can do this. Do you have it so I can share my screen?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, come on. It won't let me pull up the Zoom screen while I'm sharing. That sucks. Oh, well, if you, I don't think it would matter. Here, let me try this again. I think it'll still work.
Do like a screenshot or something.
No, it's like, can you see my drop down?
Yes.
So you see video effects, mic standard. Okay. So when you have it on your phone as the webcam instead of your computer, you can now go to video effects. See, it says bad motherfucker camera. I wasn't lying, right? And then you have center stage, portrait, and studio light, and then you have desk view. Okay. So I'm going to stop share so you can see the differences. So now if I go to that toggle and I go to video effects, center stage, all right, do you see how it zoomed in a little bit? So what this does is it tries to like keep you, like if I move, it tries to do its best to keep you in the
It
center.
thinks you're Nicole.
Yeah, well, it's kind of weird. It's just like it's using like the wide angle lens and whatnot to like.
I literally think it thinks you're Nicole. Yeah.
Right, but I mean, it's just weird that it just follows you
That's
around.
cool though.
When it's a stationary object.
So
it's
like
just
if I were cooking or something, doing like a cooking
Yep.
thing. Okay.
You don't have to have an actual like moving gimbal or something like that on follow me mode, which you can buy too. That's what I got right here. And that works even better. But that's kind of cool. And then you have portrait, which blurs the background. See how it blurred a little bit? Now it's kind of set on me. You can do studio light, which kind of dims everything down below. So here's normal, here's studio light. Kind of neat. And then you have desk view. And what desk view does Let's see if you're able to see it. Click on that. Can you see desk view or no? I don't know if you can.
What are we supposed to see?
Let me share my screen again.
Yeah, it's still your face.
Okay, let's see here. Let's try this again. Can you see it now? Can you see my iPad?
Yes.
Okay. So they have it set up, and it sucks that it won't work while I'm on Zoom. But usually what I do is I just take like half screen or whatever, and then I have like Zoom on one, half screen on the other. So that way you can see me on one side, and then you can work on whatever you have in front of you. So if I pulled up notes, new note, and I'm like, trying to explain something to somebody, it's like, here is what you do. And it puts it in the right side up, man. It does something in the computational stuff inside the phone that even though it's looking at it upside down and backwards, it puts whatever in front of you right side up.
Holy shit. This is amazing. I did not know that they had.
So it's really neat if you're trying to explain something to somebody. It's harder to do,
I've been wanting to do like the replica of the 3 napkins stuff.
Yes, so that's good for that. And what's great to do is like if you're on a Mac, just use QuickTime. And when you're doing it on QuickTime, you can divide your screen up and record your screen, right? So you're seeing yourself on camera, and then you have that desk view camera down below.
Are there key shortcuts, or do you have to go?
I have no idea. I literally just updated like a week ago.
That's so cool.
And
Yeah,
then when
I
noticed
do
this
have the
continuity
little
camera,
red dot.
I'm
I
like,
gotta update.
yeah, and then I saw the continuity camera pull up when the first time I got on Zoom, like all of a sudden, like I saw this pop-up come up on my phone and computer, and it says, do you wish to use continuity camera for this Zoom call? And I'm like, what the fuck is continuity camera? And I said, yes. And then it says lock screen on phone to activate. And I'm like, okay. So I locked screen, and then all of a sudden, like my camera was my phone. I'm like, holy shit, when did this start? I didn't even know it. And then I remembered seeing something in a keynote speech that they were going to do that. And I'm like, oh shit, now I remember. But it had been like months. So like I had no idea that it was in effect. So kind of cool, right? I don't know. I think it is. So let me take all these effects off. Studio light, portrait, center stage. Okay. So now it's just like my regular phone camera. I've been using this quite a bit when it comes to like doing my YouTube videos and anything that I got to be like in front of my camera. I try to tilt my screen down a little bit so you don't see my ugly ass drop ceiling up above. Have like lighting everywhere. This room is a fucking disaster, so don't judge me. But I got like that light there, this light here, the top light, that light, ambient light. You have all this different lighting because I'm in a freaking basement with that tiny little window up there. But I try to make it so it looks like I'm in this nice little quaint room of my house, which I'm not. I just painted just these corners. Everything else is shit freaking white, like all over.
I remember when you like redid your office and everything, and you did it specifically for video setup.
It's just for video.
Everything. Yep.
Yeah. So that's so I can come home, like my kids, everybody's upstairs. I can shut the door, I can turn on these lights, and I can get in front of here, and it looks like I'm in a professional little office setting, but it's not. There's like fucking Christmas trees and Halloween shit over there. There's probably like stack of paperwork I haven't looked at in 2 years sitting on the show. Like you don't see any of that because I try to cut all that out of this little space. And this is my recording space. So like my desk right now, like I got dirty plates from yesterday. I got 2 coffee mugs over here, like all of this stuff. I look like a mess, but I try to get that
like
screen.
4 coffee cans or 4 coffee cups and a bunch of beer cans sitting on my desk. So
exactly. Yeah. So you do what you can to just
I thought you were
out.
sipping whiskey or something during like I was like, it was like such a small thing that you were drinking, and I'm like, okay, sure.
You talking about me?
I was gonna say it had to have been you because I was like,
Yeah, he took such like he was drinking something small, and I was like, all right, okay, it's one of these meetings.
Yeah.
Celebrating a day early, I see.
So there's that. But that's not what the show was supposed to be about. It was about apps, right?
I can't wait to see this part. I'm excited.
Well, unfortunately, it's not as exciting as the others. I think this stuff is even better, but
Shut up, Ryan. Get to the good stuff.
all right, let me shut this down so then I'm able to share screen. Hold on. Switch back to my computer camera. Okay, so now I can take my phone. Okay. Make me connect all this crap so I can show you. Okay. Share screen. What? No. All right. Not connecting headphones. Just connected my computer. So this is embarrassing. All right. I just like put out this post, what, a couple months ago that I had no more red on my screen. Now I got 36 notifications on one, 3 on another.
I wish I had no more red on my screen to let to my 18,000 unread
Yeah.
emails.
And I know like everybody's like, oh, just cheat, just don't put notifications on there. Well, you know, if I don't have them up there, then I don't know that I have messages to check. So anyway, when you asked me to do this show, like it really kind of shed some light on how much stuff I don't use anymore, as opposed to all the cool stuff that I do use, which is why I said it's not going to be as sexy as I thought it was going to be, right? Because I mean, I can go down, I mean, all these freaking apps.
First of all, did you tell us how you shared your screen on this, like your phone screen, just in general right now?
Well,
How do
it's
I
the
do this?
same way as if you share your screen to your computer. So when you're in Zoom, you hit share screen, and then it pops up a box that asks you which screen you want to share.
Okay.
So you can share like your desktop, you can share a browser, you can share iPhone via AirPlay, or you can do iPhone via connection. I do the connection because it doesn't drop signal.
Does it have, okay, so it has, so you have it plugged in.
So I have
to
it
your
plugged in
computer.
to my computer. So it's a lightning on one, it's USB-C on the other. So that way it doesn't drop signal while I'm doing this, right? If you do it by AirPlay, sometimes it just disconnects and it's just a pain in the ass, right? So once you do that, it just mirrors your phone. So whatever I do on my phone will come up on screen, just like it would sharing a screen normally. But it should be on your end, like I see the little thin strip of my phone, and then I see everything else that I have behind it, but you shouldn't see that. You should only see my phone.
Only the landing strip with
Yep.
black on each
The
side.
landing strip. That's great. Okay.
Gotta stick with the
There's
theme
a
of
reason
the
why I love Sandy.
WTF.
Okay. But like I said, I was going through, you know, all these freaking apps that I have everywhere. And, you know, really the ones that pertain to like video and photos are under photo and video. And I have like all this shit. And I started looking, I'm like, holy crap, like all these little download markings are because I don't even use this stuff anymore. And the stuff, most of the stuff that doesn't have it on there, it's because I'm like, what the fuck is that? Why did I download that? And I just clicked on it the other day and had to re-download it to see what it was and if I could use it anymore. And some of the stuff on here doesn't even exist anymore. Like this picture show one, it's like kind of right next to 9 split. It's kind of in the middle of the screen. Like I used to love that app, and that it's not even supported anymore. So if I try to even download it, it says it can't do it. And why I still have it on there, I don't know. I haven't gone through and deleted anything. So what I did recently was just I went through and let me decline that real quick. I don't know why that went through. See, my focus is on Sandy, but it still got through anyway.
Because
I went through
you allowed it within your focus. You had it set in your setting.
Ooh, see, now you can teach me something that I didn't know. So I put in this little folder here, like everything that I use, which isn't a lot. And even though there's what, 9, 12, 13, 15 different apps in here, it doesn't even mean that I use all 15 of these either. So the ones that I used religiously right now is CapCut. And if you do a lot of
I can't wait for this one. I want to see how you use CapCut, because I have CapCut, but I just don't use it. Okay, so what's going on, by the way, I put it in the chat, but if somebody calls you again, so I allow it too, if they call you again within 2 minutes, at like they call you twice in a row or something. So like when cold callers double dial you, they are allowed to go through. Like you allow them to go through because you're like allowing emergency calls and shit. That's what that is, by the way.
So how do I do this? Allowed repeated calls, is that what it is?
Yes,
So take that off.
exactly.
All right, is that good then?
Correct.
Okay. Keep it like that. All right, perfect. So hopefully that shouldn't happen again. All right, so CapCut. I say I use religiously. I just started using this last week. So I was using other platforms, and then when I was in this business video school, they taught me about CapCut, and I started using that. I'm like, holy shit, this is so much easier than what I was doing before. So I'll get into CapCut in a little bit. The other one, LumaFusion, if you have, especially if you have an iPad, I think iPad's even better for LumaFusion, but LumaFusion on a phone is just as good. If you need some like a little bit more in depth, like video editing, it is amazing. It's like, I think you can use it for free to a certain extent, but I paid for my version of it, and I don't even know how much I spent on it. Let's see, where do you find that out? Media purchases, subscriptions. You know, ignore my porn subscriptions here. Just kidding. I don't know why it's taking forever to pull up. Does yours do that, Sandy?
No, but you know what Apple has done over like the last year? When I swipe down to go to my search screen, sometimes it just like randomly will not
Here we go.
like pull everything up. So yeah.
So it's $69.99 a year if you buy it. So here, while I'm up here, let me just tell you what I'm paying for that we're going to be talking about today, so we know the prices. So GoPro Quick, obviously, if you don't use a GoPro, you're not going to need that. It's only so I can automatically have GoPro videos and pictures automatically upload to their cloud, which then downloads it to my phone, and I don't have to do anything. GoPro is just one of those things. I don't know if anybody uses them. It's kind of a dying camera, and it's one of those like pieces of equipment that I bike quite a bit, and I thought I'd use it a lot, and I only use it every once in a great while. So I don't even know if I'm going to be keeping that, but who knows. LumaFusion, $69.99 a year. That includes Storyblocks. Storyblocks is usually, it's pretty much the reason why I bought it, and I'll get into like what that does, but it gives you like royalty-free audio, sound effects, like video clips, you know, like when people do their intros and it's got all that cool video and you're like, man, like I want to do this video, but I don't want to go to somebody's office and like film a bunch of people like in their office, like collaborating and working together. And they have all these clips in there, like there's thousands of them, and you can just add them in. They're copyright free. You can use them at your will, which is the reason why I purchased it rather than did the free version, because I think it's pretty neat. In fact, when I use a lot of these apps, I use them all in conjunction together, because I can get one thing from Storyblocks and I'll download that video and I'll upload it to CapCut, and I'll take that one and I'll upload it to LumaFusion, and I'll just do different things with each app. And I can show you what I do with those. Pixel Cut, I was paying $60 a year for that, and I might keep it. I might just delete it. Do you guys know what Pixel Cut is? I don't necessarily need it for video, but I do use it for photos, and I do use it for thumbnails. And what I mean by thumbnails is like if you have like a YouTube channel, if I go to my channel and you see all these little thumbnails, and I have like cutouts of me, sometimes with backgrounds, I got my team members in there and all that stuff. Like that's all done with pixel cut. So basically I just take a photo that I want to use, I throw it in pixel cut, I hit remove background, and then you can add like a white outline around you or whatever you want, and just upload that to your computer to use elsewhere. Make sense? Do you want me to show you how to work it, even though it's not video?
Eh.
No? Okay. Teleprompter, big view. I
So
use
are
a-
you gonna cancel that or are you gonna keep it?
What's that? Pixel cut?
Big view.
Big view, I'm keeping it for now.
Okay, because I did big view for a month and I was like, holy, sounding like a robot. I cannot handle it.
Well, it just depends on what you're like. I'll use it to keep me on track. I don't necessarily have to use it to speak word for word.
I can't ever time it right and things like that. I'll let you explain what it is.
Yeah, so big view is a teleprompter. So you pull it up. I got all my projects will load here in a second. But the cool thing about it is, and I mean, I used it quite a bit. I must have deleted a bunch. It's nice when you have long videos. Like if I have something that I need to talk like 15 minutes and I'm like, there's no fucking way I'm going to remember what to say unless I script this out. You can, let me pull this up here. So you can use it for multiple things. Like the one I just pulled up and just got rid of is because I wanted it to do auto captions. So if you load a video, it'll like read through and it'll like auto caption things for you. So I love that part. Let me see, hiring. So this one, for instance, and you can see like, I don't do things right the first time. You know, this took 10 takes before I got it right. So that's the nice thing about it is you can keep portions of it if you want. So like if, hey, I sounded better in take 7 on this part than I did in take 10, like I can clip certain parts of that take into the actual video and it just seems like it's seamless, right? So what you do is you load a script, right? You can either type this in or what I do is like I will like type it out in notes on my computer. And then when I have like everything set about like what I want to talk about, and I have it like in language that doesn't seem like I'm reading a script, you know, it's like you don't want to throw in words like, you know, as listed above, or like, you know, stuff like that, because it's not, they're not reading anything or watching you like speak this stuff. So you want to like make sure you take out all that language, and you can go to bigview.com on your computer, or you can copy it and paste it right into the app on your phone. But if you do it on your computer, all you do is just hit add script, copy, paste, put it in there, and whatever you put in script on your computer automatically translates to the app on your phone. Okay. And once it's there, you can go through and you can edit it if you want to. Once you know it's a good script, you just hit the little camera icon, and then it pulls it into a script. So the neat thing about Big View is that it puts the script right by your camera. So as you're reading it, you're looking at the camera. It doesn't look like you're, actually reading a teleprompter. So it's not putting it in the middle of your screen or nothing. And if I put it to the side, it pulls up by the camera again, but it like reorients itself. So you're always looking at the camera. Okay. And you can adjust the speed. 240 words per minute is usually like right around the area that I speak in. Sometimes that's too fast for people. Sometimes it's too slow. You never know. And it all depends on like how quickly you want to get through this video too, right? You can adjust the size of the font depending on how you read, right? So you can do all that fun stuff. And just to give you an idea, what start point is, start point will stop and start it up depending on like your voice. Like if I stop talking, it'll stop the script until I start speaking again, and then it'll just pick right back up again. I find that to be like really confusing when I use it because it seems like a little jerky. So every time I've like recorded myself and I've used that start point, it always sounds fucked up. It really does sound like I'm actually reading a script. Whereas if I do it like this way, it'll just give you a countdown. You know, it's like, are you currently in real estate? Do you have the drive to succeed, but don't have all the tools to get you there? Does working on a successful team intrigue you? Are you coachable? You know, you just kind of read it as it comes along, and it's videoing you at the same time. And then when you're done, you have a video, right? So as soon as you hit stop, you can do
And that video, by the way, was awesome. Like that video that you posted, it was great.
yeah. So basically what it ended up being is, was it this one? I want to say yes. Why won't it play? Does it not allow me to do that when I'm sharing screen? I guess not. That's weird. Found out something new.
You couldn't play it?
No, I'm hitting play and it's
Oh,
not
wow.
letting me do it while I'm
I'll be
sharing my
damned.
screen.
Interesting.
Very odd. So I guess what I can do, maybe it'll like do it here. If I stop share my desktop. Move this shit around. It's one thing I hate about Zoom. Is everything always covers up what you need to get to.
Are you receiving a special deal at your current brokerage?
Well,
You know, if you are,
it's not the same one, but you can see how the scripting works.
A Realty One agent or an EXP agent today. You know, Herbert Hoover said, competition in the marketplace is not only
You get it, right?
protected for the consumer,
Yeah,
it's also the incentive.
Right, you
And-
said
So if your commission splits drop,
go ahead.
your broker decided to put a cap.
Yeah, what were you saying?
that these scripts would then upload automatically into like YouTube for the captions.
Yep. So no. I'll show you how that works. So go here. Shit. Trying to remember what I did with this. God damn it. All right. I'll just show you on my phone. Sorry. Okay. So once you're done with your video, go back to that one. I wish it would show me here. Here, let me try this. If I'm gonna act like I just got done recording it. Okay. So I get it.
Are you
can
currently
play
in
it.
real estate? Do you have the drive
Right.
to succeed?
So you have that video right there.
Absolutely not. But
And then you go to script and title. All right. So you check that out. That's all good. And then you go to crop captions, logo, and green replace. And you can hit style with captions. Okay. And it'll go through. All right. So it gives you the option. Do you want it vertical, horizontal? Do you want it square? So I'll keep it horizontal. Hit next. You can put, you can theme it. So it's got like different looks when it comes to captions and whatnot. I have it on gradient. It's just my preference, but I mean, you can use whatever you want. And then I have my logo uploaded, so it sits like at the top right of my screen, but you can change the location of that logo at any time. So you can like resize it, and then you can put top left, you know, bottom left, bottom right, and that'll show up in your video. So I'll hit save there, and then I hit next. If you want to add music, you can do that. The music selection on here is kind of shitty, so I wouldn't recommend it on Big View. You can put it in another app and get better music. And then your outro. So I created a business card on here. So it looks like this. So all I did was like it just asks you your basic information, and you load your logo in there, and it makes it for you, right? And then you hit next, and then it gives you your captions. So you go through, it's in the time that I've been showing you this, it's like going through and like trying to match up your voice with what you actually wrote in the script, right? So then I just go through and I read it line by line, and I make sure that I got it right. And you know, if you see anything that's not quite right, you just tap in it, you hit captions, and then you can correct it if you want to. And then you save it. And then when you're done with everything, you just hit make video and save and make video. Make video takes a few minutes in the background. You just hit that. And it's like your video styling is in process. So right now it's like trying to add all your captions, do your logo, and add your outro business card. Okay. And then when it's done, it shows up over here. And you have your finished product.
In real estate, do you have the drive to succeed, but don't have all the tools to get you there?
Kind of neat, right?
Does working on a successful team intrigue you? Are you coachable?
And then once you're done with that, you just hit share or download. Hit more. Come on. I don't know why it's working, why it's not working, I should say. Usually if you hit more, it opens up save to phone. I don't know why it's not doing that right now. But anyway, if you hit more, it'll auto download, and then you can save it to your phone. Okay. Or if you want to connect your social media, you can send it directly to YouTube. You can send it to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. You can send it wherever you want directly from the app. I usually download it to do it myself because I can't remember if the paid version gets rid of the watermark. But I know at some point, like if you're using a free version or something, if you auto upload it to one of those platforms, it's going to put Big View in the video, and I don't really like seeing that. So I just make sure that I save it to my phone first before I do anything, just to make sure it's perfect, right? So that's what Big View is for. Any questions on that? No? Video Easy. I use this for like fun video clips. Okay. This has like, you know how like a lot of like, let's say Game of Thrones, for instance, because I use that in here. It's copyrighted material, right? But if you use like little snippets and it's under so long, nobody can fucking nail you on that. And if it's like changing, like if it's like adding to what you're doing and it's completely different from what Game of Thrones is doing, you know, they can't charge you with anything. But this is kind of fun. I'll show you an example of what I did with it. So this is one of the last ones I did with Video Easy.
You smell that? It's got to be time for Quad City's annual game of brokerages. You know what that means. When usually the housing market slows down a little bit, coupled with a shifting market, we're bound to see a lot of agents flipping from one brokerage to another. Fun fact, there are more brokerages in the Quad Cities today than I think there ever have been. In fact, do any of you know how many real estate brokerages exist in the Quad Cities? Place your guess below.
Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. Winter is coming.
Okay. So stupid, right? And how you do all this is once you're done with a video. Oh, let me see. All right, so I highlighted one so you can see the little selections that you have at the bottom. So at the very bottom of the screen, you see crop, sound on, volume, jump cut, duplicate. The important one with this one is jump cut. Okay, so do you guys know what that means? All right, so let's go back. we'll start a new project. We'll just create one. I'm going to record it now. So you can talk, you can pause a lot, you know, if you're thinking about your script, and then all of a sudden you like get it and you're like talking really fast and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden you just stop and like, shit, can't remember what I'm saying. And you're pausing and then you start again. When you're done, you hit add to project, and then it'll say save time with jump cut. Jump cut automatically removes silences from your recording, right? So you hit try jump cut. And now when you play it, so you can talk, you can pause a lot, you know, if you're thinking about your script, and then all of a sudden you like get it and you're like talking really fast and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden you just stop and like, shit, can't remember what I'm saying. And you're pausing and then you start again. So it gets rid of all those awkward like pauses, right?
I've seen a ton of videos like this, and now it makes a ton of sense.
That was one of the apps that I was asking Ryan about, and that was literally when I was like, hey, can you please do a training for, you know, because this was the app. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's the main reason why I got this app, was the jump cut feature. Now you can do this yourself if you wanted to, but it takes time, right? So I mean, if I were to do it myself, like I'd be using like an app called LumaFusion, and LumaFusion is like a professional editor. And like what I would be doing is like I'm going through like my audio selections, right? And if I see like dead space, I would like cut that part and then go to the next place where I'm talking again, and then put my second cut in there and then remove the middle, so it just fluidly happens. But that particular app will do it for you, which is amazing. Like it just saves a lot of time. So what was it, like 59 bucks a year, I think was Big View, or was it 79? I can't
It
remember.
was in the 70s. It was around 70 bucks, 70, 80.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But it's like, to me, it's like for an entire year being able to do that, it's well worth it. Because there's a lot of time. And the great thing about it is stop share for a second, is there's so many times when you're doing video that you want to just stop and start over, and you are like fumbling on your words like I am right now, and you're like, oh crap, and then you think of it great, and oh my god, I got the greatest thing to say, and you just start over again. And the great thing is, if you pause long enough in between, it's just going to get rid of all the empty awkward spaces. And then if you want to cut out the stuff that sucked, it's like a one-step process rather than a 50-step process. So it's kind of cool. So like whenever I do videos anymore, for the most part, I'm just doing one take. If I'm not scripted. If I'm scripted, you'll see like, you know, like that Big View app shows, I did like 10 takes to get that one video because I kept on fucking up, or like I misread a word. I'm like, oh shit, well that doesn't make sense, and I'd have to retake again. But if you're just winging it and you're doing a video and you're holding your like phone up and you're recording yourself and whatnot, whenever you fuck up, just pause and then start up again. And then you put it in jump cut, it's going to cut that section out. And then you go right where that cut was, and you go to everything before it, and you just delete it, and that's one step. So it just makes it so much simpler, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. That would save me a ton of time, because I'm pretty stupid when it comes to this stuff. So most of my videos that I've done are like just one take, because I don't know how to edit anything. So usually I'll get to like minute 3 of a video and have to start the whole thing over because I fuck it up way into it, you know?
Yeah, it's awful. It really sucks. So that does save you a lot of time. So all right.
And that was Video Easy, right, Ryan?
Yep, that was Video Easy.
Okay, cool.
So CapCut, this is a new one that I just started using. Let me find one where I've actually did some stuff with it here. All right, so this one I did 100% in CapCut. All right, so this is like a little mini editor. It's not as complicated as LumaFusion or anything like that, but it has a lot of the same features. It just makes it really easy for you, okay? It's actually owned by TikTok, I believe. So the owners of TikTok own CapCut. So they make it kind of simple, and they make it in a way that every video that they have and every like audio suggestion and everything else will like optimize your viewers on TikTok. So it's kind of made for that, but it's good for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok. Okay. Now you don't have to record vertically, you can record horizontally, but I'll show you what the edits look like. So
If you're looking to buy a new house in Silvis, Illinois, and you need a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, finished basement, plenty of parking, check out 2628 8th Street in Silvis, Illinois. Going on the market today. Let's go check it out.
all right, so you get it, right? So what I did was just did my little quick video in the front. I just got done droning and like taking photos of this house, and now I'm like in front of it and just wanted a quick little blurb about the home and doing those stupid fucking fast forward walkthroughs of the house that I hate, but everybody seems to love, right? So it's just normal. And then you get that little 3, 2, 1. So that little, you can't really see it that well, but that little yellow line that's like right above that video, that's a sticker, I believe. So you just like click on sticker. Yeah, that was a sticker. So you get to that point, you want to add a sticker. You just click on it, and it's got all these little animated things you can go through, and you can add it to the timeline, right? So once you take one, let's just say I want that, and you just drag it wherever you want. You can position it however you want. You know, you can make it bigger, smaller, whatever. And then once it's dropped in, you hit the check mark, and now it
Going on the
shows up,
market
right?
today. Let's go check it out.
And then you can drag however long you want that to last. And once you're done, it just stays on there for that period of time. If you don't like it, highlight it again, go to the bottom, hit delete, and it gets rid of it. Pretty simple. That 3, 2, 1, it's pretty common on a lot of videos that you'll see in like TikTok and Reels and whatnot. I like that one the best. So like if you want to time it right, I went right to where I was cutting to the house, and I had it end right there. So then that way it's like 3, 2, 1, and then boom, goes right into the home, right? Now that little swirl in there, that's your transitions. So once you get in between 2 video cuts, you just go, come on, there we go, to your transitions, and you have like pull in, pull out, swirl, left, right, up, down, and infinite. You have like all these different things, and you can click on them and
Let's
kind
go
of see
check
an
it out.
example of what they look like. And then once you find the one you want, you just check mark it and it's done. So I think that particular one, I'll keep it like it was swirl.
Check it out.
And you just hit the check mark and it's added.
Let's go check it out.
I got a couple questions, Ryan, if you don't
Sure.
mind. With this app, with CapCut, can you upload from some of these other apps into this to do your final editing? Like if you did it in Video Easy to use that jump cut feature,
I
could you
do it
then
all the time.
upload it? You do it all the time?
Yep, I go to Video Easy. Once I have that particular portion that I want done in Video Easy finished, I save it to my camera roll, and then I go over to CapCut and I upload it
Okay.
to CapCut. So all you're doing with that is you're hitting new project.
Oh,
And then
perfect.
it's like taking any video you want, whatever it may be, hit add, and then it's like added into CapCut. And I can go in, and if I want to make it completely different, so I was at a Pink Floyd cover band show and I don't want Pink Floyd to be shown, I could just hit mute audio. So now I muted the audio, so now it's just that. And then I'm like, all right, I want to make it look like I was at a rap concert, you know, whatever. And then I can just click on audio here and hit sounds. And you can go to trending, hip hop, latest, exciting. So let's do hip hop.
This is insane. This is how every video on TikTok is done that.
Exactly. So this is TikTok's editor.
TikTokers, the best ones, all talk about CapCut.
Yep. So if you click on it, it's like, all right, I want that one. Okay. So you hit add, and now it adds that. Totally not what you're watching. But if
Yeah.
you wanted to fuck around with it, you just highlight that, and then you can go to volume, and you can like play around with how loud or how quiet it is in the background. And when you're done, you just hit check mark.
See, and that's something I've never figured out because I see a lot of videos will have audio, like trending audio on them all the way down, so you can't even hear it. But I assume that kicks in with the algorithm and helps them rank higher. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes. And the cool thing with the audio is that, let's say I'm doing there's Leslie. So let's say it's like I am talking through this video. Okay. So like, and then right at this point, I'm done talking and I want the music to kick up. Okay. So I can highlight that. I can hit split. I can highlight the music and I can hit split as well. Well, actually, I don't even have to do split on the video. I can just do split on the audio. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see the difference when in your playback at all. The only time you'd see difference if you split video and you didn't have to is if you actually ramped up the speed. Okay, so that speed ramping that I did in that house video, you just highlight it, go to speed, and then you can do a speed curve, or go back to this. I just do normal. So you can do it 2 times the speed, 3 times the speed, 10 times the speed, 100 times the speed, you know, whatever you want. Let me go back to this. We'll do it.
Is that how you do the fast, slow, fast in the houses?
If you're using CapCut, yes. So I'll do it 5 times the speed, and then I want to go to the music, and then I'm going to kick up the volume at that point, right? So now when you're playing back, it's all normal.
Leslie's gonna kill you.
Now it like speeds up and volume kicks up at that point, right? So that's kind of cool. If you want like text to go over, you can just go to the bottom and come on. God, there's so many different things you can do on this. Motion blurs are cool. Text. Where the heck did it go? Text, there it is. So you can add text wherever you want. You can do auto captions, you can add a text template, auto lyrics, draw. So like if I hit text template, you can do trending, like what kind of text fonts and animations are trending on TikTok. So like I hit swag, and then you just click inside of it. You know, what the fuck, Wednesday. And you have that. And you can like add it wherever you'd like. You can slide it around wherever. Make it as shorter as long as you want to. Show up wherever you want to. Kind of neat. So like when I do those like speed up videos through the house, like I'll go through and I'll just add stickers and like the little text caption that says kitchen, bathroom, dining room, you know, whatever. And just have those stickers last for as long as that section of the house is showing in the video, right?
I had one other question on that video you did, Ryan. When you did the intro when you were outside, and then you cut to the interior of the house.
Yep.
Now, when you did that, did you just film two different videos, basically, like one of you outside, upload that, and then did the inside, and then upload that separately?
So basically, yep, I did the outside one, and then separate video, I just held my phone up and just walked through the
Okay.
house. And then I went through and sped it up. So you see like in this bottom section that I'm moving where that line is and where you see the wave file,
Mhm.
where the volume is right after the transition marker, it says 3.5 times. So that's the speed that I
Okay.
did. So I clicked on it, I hit speed, I hit normal, and it's at 3.5 times speed. Okay. So if I was just not doing speed ramping and we kept it at normal speed, it would look like this.
Let's go check it out.
So that's normal speed, but then when you look at how long the video is, and you get at the very end of it, it's a long video. It's 3 minutes and 21 seconds long. And TikTok and Reels and YouTube Shorts, they only allow a minute, right?
Right.
So that's where I, had to click on it, go to speed, hit normal, and then I was just kind of playing around with the different speeds. And at 3.5, it got me right to where I needed to be, which I hate. I already said, like, I hate that fast video through homes. Like, I think it sucks. Now,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
not a
want-
fan either, but I see them everywhere.
If you wanted to play around with it and do it a little bit differently, you can still have the motion involved and still see everything by just cutting away the dead space. So like instead of like me going from here to here, I can just like, let me just get rid of that. I can add a cut by hitting split and then going to the next room that I wanted to be in. Right, so right before kitchen, then I'll hit split again, and then I'll go to that middle section and delete it. So then when you're playing back, it's just goes from one to the next.
Mm,
And that way you can like kind of cut it down to just the rooms and you can slow it down instead of speed it up so you can see
Sure.
more of that room and still keep it within that time frame that's allowable for upload. Make sense?
yes. Yes. Thank you.
No problem. LumaFusion, yeah, that one's a little bit harder to get into in this time space, and plus we're probably going over time anyway. We're at what, an hour and 15 minutes. So I'm sorry about that, but I'll just go over like a few of them that some people might like. The DJI stuff, that's only gonna be if you let me stop share. If you have a DJI Osmo, you guys familiar with these? So this is a Osmo Mobile 6. It's a gimbal. You just unfold it and it turns on automatically. It's got a little extra stabilizing handle and a tripod that screws onto the bottom. So you can put that out, set it down if you want. And then it's got this little thingy. It's a magnetic clamp that goes on the outside of your phone. And it tells you on the side, like this side towards the camera. Clamp it on, make sure it's in the middle. And then you just take these dots, magnetizes on. And then boom, it stabilizes it. All done, right? So for that, let me see if I can connect this while it's on the gimbal. Then share my screen. Okay. So now DJI Mimo is what you use with the Osmo. Okay. So the cool thing is if I like hit the trigger twice, it automatically levels it and puts the camera straight. If I click this reverse camera on the front twice, it'll switch it from vertical to horizontal. And it's always leveled. And I can go through my gimbal gimbal modes Tilt lock is what I usually use it on when I'm going through houses. It keeps everything level. It doesn't move up or down or anything like that. You can do FPV mode, which makes it kind of follow around like a drone. And it's kind of odd. I don't really like that mode, but some people like it. Let me X that out. You can use spin shot, which is a weird transition thing, or follow me mode. Follow me mode is probably the next best thing to tilt lock when it comes to doing your videos. But I highly recommend, like, if you're going to do your videos on your own, filming homes, to get one of these things because they're badass. They don't cost a lot of money. You know, I'll give you like a link to purchase it. I think I paid like $159, and it was like the whole setup, the gimbal, the extra stabilizer and tripod. You get like a nice little case to carry it in, all this fun stuff, and it's super cheap. But you don't even have to use DJI's app to use it. So you can use your native phone app, or you can use DJI's app. It doesn't really matter. It's just DJI's, like, they have some extra like bells and whistles along with it. And depending on what you're doing, it'll do some like auto editing for you. What else is on there? Share. All right, DJI Fly. Are you even seeing my phone? Oh, there you are. That's for drone. You know, we don't really need to get into that unless you're going to be flying drones. GoPro Quick. Most people won't need unless you're using a GoPro. Bruce Free. That is a really odd app, which is kind of cool at the same time. If you don't have the money to go out and buy these Rode Wireless Go 3s, because they're like $300, and you're wondering like, God, my sound sounds like shit. There's like vacuum cleaner noise in the background, even though I didn't hear that when I was recording. And you hear this like static or kids yelling or whatever in the background, like whatever you want to remove, you use Bruce Free to do it. And the thing you have to remember when you're using this is it will extract the audio from any video that you've done. So if you know you're going to use this app, you need to purposely be quiet for like 10 seconds before you start. Okay. So if you're filming, be quiet for 10 seconds and then start talking. So then once you upload your video in the Bruce Free, and I don't even know if I have anything in here right now. Let me see if I can import something maybe. Extract from video. So what is this?
Looking to move and go out.
Yeah, so this is a one that I fucked up on and I didn't use, so don't make fun of me. But you choose it, and then it's going to extract the audio. So you have the audio wave file up above. You hit you click play and hold on to the ear in the center of the screen until you start talking. So
Looking to move and go out to the country and get a.
see how it kind of cut out a lot of that wind noise?
Check out this 3-bedroom ranch.
And the great thing is you can like play around with the different levels. There's like all different types of wave things.
Ranch in Maquoketa, almost an acre lot and an outbuilding.
So this is kind of a tough one to use because it's got a lot of wind noise. I usually recommend doing that one if you're indoors, because it really does a good job of removing a lot of like exterior noise that you didn't know your microphone was picking up. But and it's just an odd app. I mean, I don't even think that there's any instructions for it. It was just something that I stumbled upon when I was watching somebody on a YouTube video explaining how to, you know, get better audio in your videos. And they're like, the best thing out there is this Bruce Free app. It's from another country. I don't even know who did it, but it's kind of neat. Light Cut, I haven't even used yet. It's part of DJI's video suite. I haven't played around with it. Cut Story. This one you can like set up like video templates. So if you wanted to like shoot multiple video in like a framed thing, like you can have like different videos show up in different boxes, and you can put your own captions on there. I thought it looked cool, but I haven't used it yet because I thought once I downloaded it, I'm like, man, that's going to be kind of confusing to the eye if you're watching 3 different videos at once with the caption. Just seems kind of weird. But you don't have to do 3 videos. Like if you wanted 2 pictures and a video in the middle, you know, you can do all that. 9 split. I use this for Instagram. So if you ever see those like posts that are like a picture that's split up into like 9 different photos that make one giant one when you're looking at somebody's profile, they're doing it with an app like this. So you can just hit picture split. And let's say I'm gonna do my oven, right? And I want it in, we'll just do 3x3. And then I just hit save. And now if I go to photos, hey, there's Sandy. I know I had this pulled up. That what was that other app that I had that I said I wouldn't use anymore? Pixel Cut, right? So Pixel Cut, now if you just go to your photos native in your iPhone and just go to live and you turn it off, and once you turn off the live photo, if you just hold on to the photo, it'll automatically remove the background for you. So I just hit save image. And now when I go back to my photos, I got Sandy and I with the background removed. Now it's not always perfect depending on how you're there, but if it's usually like a cut and clear, like one person in the picture, it easily gets rid of the background and makes it a PNG file so you can upload it to Canva or whatever. But yeah, you see how it just divided up my oven into all these different photos now. So then you can upload each individual one in the Instagram and it forms one giant picture, which is kind of neat if you wanted something to really stand out. I will tell you that use caution when you're doing that because you will piss off your audience. I used to do that quite a bit. Like I'd post, and then every so often I do like 9 like little squares that made up this giant picture. And like a lot of my friends that didn't have a lot of Instagram friends would get pissed off at me. It's like, man, you're fucking like monopolizing my feed with these dumbass like partial pictures and it's just stupid, quit doing it, blah, blah, blah. Because you won't get it until you actually like click on a profile, or else you're just getting like little snippets of this giant picture and you're like, what the fuck is this? So I don't use it as much anymore. But yeah, that's that. Canva, everybody knows Canva, right? Yeah, Canva, have you ever used it for video?
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
What was that last app called before Canva?
9 split.
Mm,
9 split, Cut Story,
okay,
Free, Vemly.
thank you.
Okay. Vemly is another one that I downloaded, thought I would use a lot, but now I just use my video editors to do it. That's for like mostly Instagram videos where you want text or graphics or something around it. It just gives you like all kinds of like frames. It generates subtitles. Here, let's say you're doing a square one. So you want all this text around your video. Like you just click on one, it opens up, and then you can edit your text, say whatever you want. You tap to add video, and then you can add your video, and it just shows up already framed, and it's got your text and stuff around it. It's kind of neat, but I can't remember how much they charge you for it. I know it is a paid app, and I thought it sounded kind of cool, but really you can do the same thing in Canva. So there really wasn't any use for it for me. Canva's gotten really good at giving you like video framing to use. So I highly recommend that. I mean, that's pretty much it in a nutshell of what I use every day. It used to be that I used so many freaking apps, but now it's like I don't I don't at all. And most of the editing that I do, if it's not on CapCut, I'm usually using DaVinci Resolve on my computer now. I was using LumaFusion quite a bit. DaVinci Resolve is free, and there is a paid version as well, but DaVinci Resolve, like the free version, does so much. And the speed ramping on it is just so smooth. If anybody's ever played around with it, it's ridiculously smooth. And I will say it's very intimidating when you first use it. If you've never used like a pretty robust video editor, I mean, it looks ridiculously hard, like when you pull it up. And it's funny because it's owned by Black Magic, I think is what it's called. They make movies. I mean, they're pretty good. So I can load a project. So this is like a home tour that I did. I basically have my film footage that I muted, and then I added an audio track, and then I added text over it, and that's about it. So when you play it, it's like the same thing you could do on CapCut. It's just a little bit more complicated to do, but the final product when you're done is super smooth. You can, download it in 4K. I think you can go like 4K 60 frames per second. I mean, and it's ultra fast. Like, it's probably one of the best video editing software that I've used yet, and I haven't paid for it yet, which is odd because usually I get through like a free trial or something like that and I end up paying for it. I haven't got to that point yet. There's nothing I've done on here that's made me pay it. So it's kind of cool. But if you ever do want to use it, YouTube's your friend, because it's so hard to figure it out. And you just got to like be specific on what you want. Just like, I want to speed ramp in DaVinci Resolve. And there's like usually like two main people that do like thousands of videos on DaVinci Resolve in like easily digestible segments. It's like a 2-minute video. It's like, here's how to speed ramp. First, open this, and then I put it on my iPad and I follow along with it. And I'm like, oh, that was easy. And then I just do it through my whole video. I'm like, all right, now I want a cool transition. And I just watch another 2-minute video and it shows me how to do all of them. It's like, what is Fusion? I have no idea what that is. And it's 2-minute video and then do it. I'm just kind of like learning as I go that way, but it's kind of neat. And that's it. That's all I got, Sandy.
Well, that was kind of short, Ryan. I don't think they got their money's worth.
No, I kind of sucked, But it's just one of those things where like I use it all the time. I think it's fantastic, and I don't really care about sharing it because 80% of you won't even go through it. And like some of you will download it and like try it a couple times, like, oh, it's not working as smoothly as I thought, and you probably won't do it anyway, which sucks because if you start using it, they're amazing pieces of tech, and it doesn't really take that long to learn. And you can call me, we can Zoom, I can walk you through it. You can go to YouTube. There's a million videos out there that show you how to do the exact same things, and highly recommend looking into business video school if you are newer to real estate video and you want to get more of a social presence and name out there. I'm taking another class this week, which is why I've been like working. Oh, son of a bitch. Speaking of, I missed
Oh my God, you went over. I didn't even think to like.
Oh man. Yeah,
I
my class is going
totally
on right
didn't
now.
Because we had our do not disturbs on and everything.
I saw it on your
So-
calendar when you pulled up your phone earlier too.
Man, oh man.
Oh,
I better
you
jump on this
blue
or else I'm
Falcon,
not going
Danny.
to
I didn't like, I forgot. I was like in the beginning. I just fucking remembered. I'm
'Cause
sorry,
he
Ryan.
goes-
That's my
he
bad. I
was
should have
like,
reminded
I
you.
have a hard stop at 11, and I was just like, no problem. I can wrap it up if we get to that.
Well, the good thing is as long as I'm in it,
in Denver in 2023.
then I will get the recording later.
Denver market update for
Alright.
Denver. And
All right, guys.
But
Well, that
this is
was
gonna
it
be a
for
good one, too.
today's
So I'll have more to
WTF.
share later on YouTube.
And thank you so much for being my very first WTF Wednesday takeover RVD. I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
That was awesome. I really appreciate your time, Brian. That was very insightful. I learned a ton. So thank you very
Amazing.
much.
Anytime. Share it.
Same. Thank you.
Sandy will share my info with you. I heard
Yeah,
him say
awesome.
share it down there, and I'm like, what? Huh? But
All
anyway,
right.
yeah, get a hold of me anytime. See ya.
Bye.